what is or would be the most egregious case of sports nepotism? Jack Collinsworth, Bronny James, if drafted, Brian Ferentz, or Thanasis on
How about Giannis's brother?
Giannis's brother.
Go ahead and climb out of my ass for a while.
Boy,
Because I am told that he is terrible.
he is awful.
Although he hit the Sham God the other night and everyone lost their minds.
All kinds of bad.
He hit the what?
The Sham God move, it's like a move that everybody loves when somebody does. It's like a kind of reverse crossover thing. He did it in a game and everyone lost their minds because he can never pull anything like that off.
Dude, that is one of the better poll questions that you have ever put up because I don't know how to answer that.
Well, you can make a case for all of them.
You can make a strong case. Like originally I was like, dude, I've been open. I hate Jack Collinsworth. I think he's terrible. He sucks. That is the only reason he has that job is because of his dad.
Well, the way you know that is, so that's Chris Collinsworth's kid.
Yes.
And he's on Sunday Night Football.
Yep.
But they created a thing for him. Like
Yes.
there was no guy
job.
was not down there.
No.
He's like does the sidelines or something. He's just not even sideline reporter.
He does a pregame sideline
pregame
with
sideline.
an analyst. It's like they just created a segment for him.
Chris Collinsworth basically said, I need my son to have a job and he needs to be on air. And they were like, okay, here. Like that's, and then of course, Bronny James already. But then Ferentz, he kept his job for how many years? Boy, and then the Antetokounmpo, I don't know. I'm confused.
Really good question.
I'm confused.
Who is it? Vote.
I think it's Ferentz.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Ferentz is the most
He would have been fired by any program in the country after even a year.
Maybe it's time to grab a hold of your little step ladders and go ahead and climb out of my ass for a while.
It's just that Ferentz has the most like what's the word? Like there's a lot of data there.
Yes.
With that one.
Yes.
Now, Jack Collinsworth's just a broadcaster, so it's like, whatever. No one really cares.
He lasted.
Antetokounmpo is interesting because, I mean, there's no way that kid's in the league without his brother.
Zero chance. Zero.
But then you look at Bronny and you go, well, I mean, never underestimate.
He would probably still be a college basketball player, but probably not a starter for USC.
Is he even a starter?
Well,
I don't know.
At this point?
No, he's just, I don't know if he starts.
He's
but
averaging 5 and 3.
But he plays college basketball.
He plays college basketball, yes.
Did Antetokounmpo? What's his story?
I don't know, whatever. I don't know where
I don't know if he played internationally first and then came over. I don't know.
Thanos.
He's so bad.
But never underestimate the absurdity of the NBA because just as you were scoffing at this yesterday, because, some people are going to look at this and scoff.
Yes.
I think there are some people that are going to look at this and scoff.
Probably Jared Goff is going to be scoffing at this.
Golf.
The story comes out today via Sports Illustrated that the Lakers are willing to explore drafting Bronny James to appease LeBron.
I love how they're willing to explore the idea.
No, they're just going to – no, you know what this means? This means they're going to draft him because they want to keep LeBron and they want to keep him happy.
So you are going to get a 6'4" shooting guard that can't shoot, shooting 27% from the college three-point line, who, by the way, has a major heart issue because, he collapsed, and he's not good in college, and he's going to be a one and done and get drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers. If that happens, then yes, the poll question will be amended because that will be the greatest case of sports nepotism of all time. 100%.
So what happens with LeBron if Bronny ends up just not being that good and has to stay another year and another year? Does LeBron just let go of this whole I'm going to play with my kid thing? So what if he doesn't come out?
Well, LeBron's still – the thing is,
he's
LeBron –
still good.
It's not like he's clinging.
No, I know, but doing it next year versus 4 years from now is a pretty big difference depending on how much development Bronny needs.
He's not going to stay 4 years.
I wouldn't think so either. So where's the cutoff?
Probably next year. After next year.
Maybe.
I mean, you can't justify it this year, but, get him into double digits in scoring. Lakers be like,
Can you imagine, though, the Heat – not the Miami Heat, but just the general heat that the media would bring down upon the Laker organization if they draft his kid who doesn't start at USC and it's just a bad, he's a below average freshman basketball player. And I would honestly, if I'm Bronny, I don't want that. How would you like your entire reputation And right now, he's got a great one. He makes a bunch of NIL money. He's got a great life. How would you like to be known as the biggest joke in sports? And because like we can joke all we want about nepotism, but
Or how'd you like to feel that no one in the building, no one in the country
Wanted
thinks you
you.
belong there?
and you don't belong
Right,
there.
'cause you
And
don't.
deep down, he has to know he can't get it done against Oregon. And like you're gonna,
He's young. What is he? 19.
he's 19 or 20, and that's what I'm saying. Maybe in a couple years, but like. If I was a freshman, I guess I didn't play until my freshman year at BYU, and I was like a part-time starter. Could someone come to me and be like, "Hey, dude, we're drafting you to the Chicago Bears"? I would be like, "Can you not?" Because I can't do that. Like, I can barely do that here. Like, I would think even Bronny gets into his dad's ear and be like, "Don't you dare! Don't you freaking dare pull that!"
Hey, he's a glue guy.
I guess.
I think I'm going to watch him tonight. They're on, I think, aren't they? They're playing Utah tonight. USC.
he's not
We'll
good.
find out.
He's not good.
Yeah, I think they're on tonight. I want to see him. I want to see. I'm going to be the judge of this.
Off of one game.
That's right.
One game.
Yeah, they're on FS1 tonight.
You're gonna see him put up that sweet stat line of 3, 2, and 1, and be like,
No,
"Man,
no. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to watch how he helps his teammates, and I'm going to watch how he defends and slaps the floor and dives for loose balls and takes charges. That's what I'm going to watch.
I do remember like when he was playing for like the USA, whatever, you know, he was like on the USA developmental team and like the McDonald's All-American team. There'd be headlines like Bronny impresses by proving that he belongs, and then he'd have like 7 points and 4 rebounds, and you're like, what?
Or Bronny drills 5 field goals in All-American game, and it's like he was 5 of 14.
I'm looking here at his some of his stat lines, and boy, they're impressive. Although he did have 11 points one game against
Hell yeah.
Arizona.
See? Against the best team they played.
Is that his only double-digit scoring game?
See, he rises to the occasion.
No, it looks like he had an 11 and a 10.
You know what? Look, can I throw out another thing here?
Yeah.
To back my boy Bronny.
Yeah, let's do it.
Dude, he is probably having a time of his life. He's a freshman at USC. His dad is LeBron James.
And he's got a bunch of his own money.
He plays on the basketball team. He's got all this NIL money.
He lives in like a penthouse thing, I think.
He's probably slaying. You know, he doesn't care.
No.
Dude's on easy street.
His last 2 games were 6-3 and 5 and a big 5-5. 5 points, 5
But
boards.
did you see
Halfway
the
to a
5?
double-double.
Did you see the 5?
I
though?
didn't see the 5.
Each one of them was critical. So the Lakers, per a high-ranking team source, are also willing to explore the notion of adding LeBron James next season. This, according to Sam Amick of The Athletic. This stance, the source said, is rooted in the reality that James' happiness truly matters to the organization.
Boy.
I love this. I love it.
I'm kind of rooting for it now. I'm not going to lie.
Yep.
Just for the sake of the absolute S show that would be.
Well, and don't you think this will open a can of worms? LeBron, he's a trendsetter. You know, he started the whole super team thing.
Everyone else's kids.
Everyone else's kids can be like, well, LeBron did it. Because everyone thinks they're LeBron, right?
Yeah.
Everybody in the NBA thinks they're way better than they are. And so they're probably all going to be like, yeah, my kid's coming up. You better draft him or else I'm leaving.
When someone's kid's like 5'9", like an 8-inch bird, like,
Yeah.
dude, just the new Jeb Bushler. Just put him on the bench. It makes me happy. Shut up.
The league is going to be full of old-ass veteran players and their
kids.
terrible kids.
And don't forget Giannis's brother.
And Giannis's
We've
brother.
got some brothers in there too. Well, if one of the Ball brothers was better, maybe they could have gotten that crappy third ball in there.
They tried. They really tried.
Where'd he go? He went to
Nowhere.
Europe?
He's lifting weights on Instagram now. But
I think he might have got a G League look at one point, but
his 2 brothers aren't good enough to get him in the league. So that's the thing. If you're going to pull this off,
You got to be LeBron.
you got to be good. No, I bet you. Well, I mean, Giannis has done it. LeBron, Jokic could do it.
Well, he doesn't have kids, does he?
Well, if he did,
look at his swole brothers.
Yeah,
Have you
get
seen
one
those
of it-
guys?
I
They're
bet you.
giant.
Yeah, one of his weird swole
You
brothers.
could get him to be a goon at the end of your bench.
Absolutely. I promise you right now, if Jokic went to Denver and was like, dude, I'm going back to Serbia, and you know I will do it. You put my brother end of the bench. League minimum contract, the 15 spot, guarantee that gets
Those guys
done.
can fill out a uniform.
Guaranteed that gets done tomorrow.
Someone asked a very controversial question on the Vancouver Ford text line. Your dollar goes further at Vancouver Ford. They treat you right before, during, and after the sale. VancouverFord.com. Is this the one case that having a bad father like Michael Jordan is better for the kid? Because there's no way
absentee landlord dad.
There's no way Jordan would do this for his slap D kids.
No, he wouldn't.
Excellent point.
That is true.
That's true.
Yes, that is-
Speaking of, did you see Jordan's kid who was getting it on with Miss Pippin?
yeah, they broke up.
Yeah,
I
she
think.
scrubbed her Instagram of any traces of him.
I'm sure he's really disappointed. Oh, like he can't go find some 45-year-old,
Larsa.
Yeah, I think he's doing just fine.
You know, my wife watches Real Housewives of Miami, and
Oh, yeah,
Larsa,
she's one of them, huh?
She's on there.
She
Let
love
me
her
tell
or
you
hate her?
something. She is an idiot.
Yes.
And I mean idiot.
Sounds about right.
Grade A idiot.
I would expect nothing less. And something tells me Marcus is going to be just fine.
He'll be all right.
I'm guessing being
All right.
Jordan's kid, while your dad wasn't around much, I'm guessing that opens plenty of doors.
Still has a windfall, I think.
I mean, you know what Marcus does for a job, right? He sells Jordan shoes. He has a shop down in like Miami where he sells rare and one-off, like, unique Jordan brand stuff. I wonder
Where does he get those?
I wonder where he gets it. Hey, you know what? He built that business on his own too. No help from dad. No help
Blood, sweat, and
whatsoever.
tears.
So it is nepotism.
At least from his business model.
You know, it's interesting. Like, if I were really rich and I had, I just don't know what I would.
I'm really rich.
I don't know how I'd handle that with my kids.
Even if you did it, it's like with Jordan, he does it begrudgingly.
Right.
He's like, dude,
Like, you kind of have to.
you can't. Yeah. He comes to you. He's like, Dad, I got this idea. I'm going to sell I'm going to open my own shoe store, and it's going to be high end, and we're going to sell exclusive stuff. And he's like, that's awesome. And he's like, all I need from you is all the product. And you're like, God. And I'm sure he gave him a business card of someone at the Jordan brand and was like, don't bother me with this again. Just here, shut up and go away.
Remember when we had him on? It was Warren Buffett's kid.
Yeah.
Wrote a book about this.
And he didn't do squat.
What do you mean? Didn't do
Buffett did not silver spoon his kids.
He has not. But he did. They're in the will.
Yeah.
I mean, they are going to get money.
Yeah.
But they're not going to get generational wealth.
Yeah,
I think is the way
I think
he
he
put it.
said something of we're going to get enough where we can do what we want to do, but we don't get enough to where we can do nothing.
Right. And he was pretty cool. I remember this was years ago on our show. He wrote a book and was making the rounds. We had him on, and it was interesting. You know, the way Warren Buffett's handled it, that's about as good as you can.
Yeah.
Because I just imagine that's not easy.
If I was his kid, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, you son of a... Listen
But
here,
see-
old man.
Would you, like, I also still kind of feel like his kids are golden, right? It's like,
Yeah, I know.
okay, yeah, he says he's not giving you and a lot of it's going to go to charity and stuff. He's so wealthy. It's like, why do you even want that? Like, you don't even, it's so absurd how much money he has. But I don't know. It changes. Like, even if you go through life, like, doing your own thing, you still have that safety net. Like, that's not, it changes everything. Your life is different.
Probably.
So it's easy to say, well, I've done it all myself. And
I'm going to look it up. 'Cause, I think, look, if your dad's worth billions and when he dies, you get a check for like $1 million, I'm sure it's awesome. But at the same time, you're like,
I think it's more than $1 million.
I'm going to look it up. I want to
Yeah.
see.
See if you can find that. It's out there.
Yeah.
But it's not, they're not getting tens of billions.
It's disappointing.
That's the poll question. What is or would be the most egregious case of sports nepotism? Jack Collinsworth, Bronny James, if drafted, Brian Ferentz, or Thanasis Antetokounmpo?